What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Spanko, and today I'm super excited. One, I'm finally back doing deck profiles. It's been a while, but I am back for good, guys. I have so much I'm cooking up now. But two, the first deck that I'm coming back with is none other than Dino. Dino has a huge boost with the new Battles of Legend that came out. The Jurrac cards are absolutely insane in this deck. And I want to show you guys what my deck list looks like. A combo, which you guys have seen in this video as well, which is absolutely crazy, by the way. So with that said, I'm super excited, and let's get right into today's Jurrac Dino video. So I'm very excited to be showing you guys this deck list. I think this deck is actually insane right now. It's one of the best Dino has ever been, and the fact that you have multiple one-card combos now is insane. I'll be showing you guys one of the one-card combos at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. But Dino has always been a two-card combo deck, and the fact that they gave us Stego here, which is a one-card combo, is absolutely insane, and it sets you up for follow-up as well, which is crazy. So to start things off, we are playing 3 of the brand new Jurrac Stego. This is the best card in the deck. Effectively, this card starts all of your combos, and it's the reason why you can one-card combo with this deck. What it says is during your main phase, you can destroy a card you control, and if you do, send one dinosaur monster from your deck to your graveyard. Then you can special summon Jurrac monsters from your hand or deck except itself, whose total level equals the sent monster's level, ignoring the summoning conditions. So why that is insane is because it's going to be able to swarm your board, and you're going to be able to do a lot of things once you get those extra bodies on your side of the field. Now, it has another effect where pretty much after you use that effect, it locks you into dinosaur monsters, but that's not an issue because when you're playing Dino, like, that's all you're going to be summoning anyways. It does limit you a little bit in the extra deck, but you guys are going to see that we're not going to need the extra deck as much as we once used to. We're also playing 3 of the Megalo as well as 2 Aeolo. Megalo is a new one as well. Megalo summons itself when it's in your hand. The really cool thing about Megalo is even if you draw this, it's not too bad because you can Stego it from your hand if you really need to. But the other thing about this that's really cool is it does let you special summon itself, and when it is destroyed by a card effect, you can send the Jurrac monster from your deck and or extra deck to the graveyard. Now that is insane because it's going to be able to set up your Jurrac Meteor twice, up to 3 times even in a single turn, just because of this card. Now it has a really cool effect as well where you can discard 2 cards including a Jurrac card and then draw 2 more cards. It actually helps when you brick, especially if you're opening extra Jurrac names that you don't need. You can actually use this to draw other cards and potentially get into your non-engine or more engine that you're going to need, right? And then Aeolo is not a new card. This is a card that Dino used to play. However, we're playing it for different reasons now. Yes, it's a level 1 tuner, and it's going to be able to make your new Jurrac extra deck monsters, but the really cool thing about this is you can finally use its effect where you can tribute this card, target a level 4 or lower Jurrac monster in your graveyard, and special summon it, which means it's going to special summon your Stego right back for you to help you synchro and get into your boss monsters. Then we are playing 2 Jurrac Volcano and 1 Jurrac Impact. Jurrac Volcano is a great card as well. It's one of the newer cards. During your main phase, you can destroy a dinosaur monster you control, and if you do, special summon a Jurrac monster from your deck. That is the most important effect of Jurrac Volcano. Now, I could be playing 3, but I'm deciding to only play 2 because it actually is searchable as part of your combo, and I didn't want to open this card all the time. While it's not bad to open, opening it kind of does put you in a position where you wish that card was, you know, either extra dino monsters or non-engine, because you're always going to be able to search this in your combo to set up and push your combo even further, right? And then the Jurrac Impact is another card that you can search when you have Volcano already, or in your combo sometimes you'll be able to get to both. Actually, in your 1-card combo, if you push it all the way through, you do always get to both, and this is really good because it's a field wipe as well. So that is all of the Jurrac cards. You have to be playing all of these in my opinion. They're just the best cards right now for Dino. It's so insane, and none of them are bricks for you, which is the best part. Then we are playing 2 Soul Eating Oviraptor. Oh my god, Spanko, what are you doing? Why are you only playing 2 Oviraptor? 2 Oviraptors because Stego is actually your 1-card combo in the deck now, so you actually want to be playing Stego more than Ovi. You want to see this as your normal summon. That said though, mathematically 5 normal summons is always going to be the best ratio of normal summons in a deck. 3 Stego, 2 Oviraptor. You could be playing 3, but it puts you in a lot of situations where you're opening Ovi plus Stego, and then you're like, okay, which one do I normal summon? Stego's always the better one, so then Ovi's kind of like dead in your hand. Yes, it gives you follow-up, but at that point, you're going to be able to search your follow-up anyway. So I'd rather cut out extra additional cards to make room for more non-engine. And then we are also playing 3 Baby and 1 Petite. Petite is actually still important. A lot of people cut the Baby down to 1 or 2. I actually still like 3. I think this card on its own is a combo starter. Again, even though Stego is a 1-card combo, there are still a bunch of 2-card combos with dinos, and I think Baby is the most important one to do that. So
that's why we're still playing 3 baby. We're playing 1 Misk, 1 Giant Rex, and 1 Pankratops. Now, although we want to go first, Pankratops is actually really good. I'll show you guys in the combo, but within the combo, you actually get the Petite Pteranodon, which means you can actually summon Pank on your opponent's turn, and then that's going to give you another layer of disruption, which is very nice. We are also playing 2 Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Again, a card that's going to be very important because as part of your follow-up, you're going to be searching this always, and you really want to push for your game on turn 3. Essentially, how this deck works now is you want to go first, you want to set up a bunch of board wipes, you're going to board wipe your opponent multiple times. When it comes back to you, you're summoning Conductor, you're summoning another monster, and you're going to be pushing for game. That's kind of how this deck wants to work now, so that's why we're playing the 2 Tyranno still. If you open this, it's even better, or you draw into it because then you don't have to search it, but it's always searchable in the deck, which is really nice. For more Dino cards, I'm going to show you guys all the Dino cards together. We are playing 3 Fossil Dig, of course, still the best card. Like, it's a not once per turn Rota for Dinos. Like, this card is absolutely insane. 1 Xeno Meteorus and 2 Ground Xeno. We're not playing the normal monster anymore, but this card is actually pretty important. As part of your combo, you actually search this now, and you want to summon it just so you can make another Synchro monster, and so that's why Xeno Meteorus is still in here. Ground Xeno, however, is actually kind of cool because it says to add a dinosaur tuner monster, which is really cool because typically you would add this, but Ground Xeno can actually search your Jurrac Aeolos now, which is actually really cool because if you happen to have a Jurrac Aeolo in your deck still, you can actually search it, normal summon it, and let's say you have a Stego in your grave, you can tribute it, summon the Stego, get your 1 card combo going again. So Ground Xeno actually has multi-purpose in this deck now, which is kind of cool. And that is it for the Dino cards. After this, we're playing a bunch of non-engine because we want to be competitive in today's format. So to do that, we want to be able to fit as much non-engine as possible so that we can play against the best decks while also setting up our own boards and playing a minimal amount of dinos. Again, you could cut baby to 2, I will say that, but I still think these are the best ratios so far from my testing. Now, just before we go into the non-engine of the deck, guys, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. I have a Dino Masterclass up on Metafy. The best part about it is it includes this brand new list of Jurrac Dinos. So anyone who's purchased it before, they have an updated version now with the Jurrac stuff in it. I have a bunch of combos in there, deck lists in there. That's always going to be constantly getting updated. And that was actually updated before this video goes out. So for anyone who's already a member and who's already purchased the Dino Masterclass, it supports the channel a lot, but you guys are also going to get an inside look of how I build decks and kind of how the deck plays and all that stuff. It's a full masterclass on Dino, not just a quick deck profile and a combo video. It's a full masterclass so you understand Dino from the ground up. That said, let's get into the non-engine here. We are playing 3 Ash, 3 Imperm, 3 Drool. I think these are the best hand chops right now that you could be playing. You could argue that Ash isn't like super high impact, but I still think Ash and Perm are really, really important. 1 Prosp, 1 Called By, and 1 Cross Out. I will say this, Prosp is still very good because you don't need the extra deck that much in this deck, which is cool. Cross Out, I hate losing to cards like Drool, and this deck does lose to Drool pretty easily. And then you lose to Imperm and you lose to Ash. Yes, you have Misk. If you had more than 1 Misk, I wouldn't feel so bad, but because we're only playing 1 Misk and we only have the 1 Misk, Cross Out I think is still very important because these being able to protect your cards, especially because like if you're normal summoning Stego and your opponent just goes Imperm before you actually are able to activate its effect, you're kind of in a sticky situation. So I like Crossout because I think Crossout is really important to protect your cards and kind of keep your combos going. Okay, so that was a doozy of a main deck. A lot of new cards. Luckily for the extra deck, there's only really 1 new card that we got to talk about. The first card here is Jurrac Meteor. This card we don't got to talk about. When this card is synchro summoned, destroy all cards on the field. Then you can special summon a tuner from your graveyard, and that's really cool because it recycles your Aeolos, which means it's always going to give you follow-up. The new card that we are going to be talking about, though, is your Jurrac Astro. Now, Jurrac Astro is one of the most important cards in the deck, and if not the most important extra deck card, because essentially when this card is synchro summoned, you can set a Jurrac spell or trap from your deck. So that's how you're getting to your Volcano, that's how you're getting to your Impact, and a lot of the time you're going to be able to set up both with just a single 1-card combo, which is crazy. And then on top of that, this card has 2 really cool effects. One, it can banish 2 dinosaur monsters from your graveyard to negate any inherent summons. That's really cool. Any summons that don't start a chain, so let's just say like Cyber Dragon. I special summon Cyber Dragon. Boom, you can banish 2 dinos and then you can negate that summon. Or my opponent wants to make an SP, banish 2 dinos, negate the SP summon. So it's really good because it's like a solemn warning, which is crazy. But on top of it being a solemn warning, it also has another effect where if it's in the graveyard, you can banish 2 Jurrac monsters from your graveyard, including this card, so this and another Jurrac monster, and then you can special summon a Jurrac Meteor from your extra deck, and it's treated as a synchro summon. So this in your graveyard is going to be able to summon Meteor, which is going to be able to board wipe an entire board. However, it's going to be able to set you up because you get Aeolo back, and then Aeolo you can combo up on your following turn as well. So Jurrac Astro has to be a 3 of because a lot of the time you can actually go through all 3 of them. Sometimes in game game, you don't want to go through all 3 of them right away, but you can set up boards with double of them plus 1 in the graveyard, which is crazy. And then we're playing the 1 Jurrac Velfido. This card, don't worry about its effect. You only use this so you can synchro into your Astero. So that's the only reason why you're playing the 1 of these. 1 Dolka, 1 Logia, 1 Dugaris. Dolka and Logia you don't end on as often anymore because Stego does lock you, but they're still very important cards, especially if you don't get into Stego and you just do normal Dino combos. This is still very important. Dugaris helps you OTK, Anima, SP, Hida, Princess, and Raging Phoenix. I still like Anima because you are playing a decent amount of level 1s, and if your opponent is not playing around Anima, that could be pretty good. SP is just a generic card, but because all the Jurrac monsters are fire, I actually have this as like a secondary OTK package that you guys can be playing, especially because everyone plays Ash. So you go Hida, summon back Ash, make Princess, summon something back. Again, the really cool thing about this is because it link climbs in itself, like this whole engine, so you're going to be able to set up kind of like an OTK board without even needing to go into your dinos, which is very nice on the follow-up. Before I go into the side deck here, there's 2 things I want to say. 1, side deck is always going to be up to personal preference, so I'm just going to show you guys a skeleton of how a side deck can look like, and this side deck is actually built to beat a little bit of everything. However, I want to say one more thing, okay? I want to say that you guys are seeing that I'm not playing cards like Kaitoptera with the Polymerization and the Hornsaurus. I'm not even playing Archosaur anymore. There are so many different cards that you would typically expect in Dino that you're not going to be seeing here, and the reason for that is because I wanted to minimize the number of bricks and the number of 2-card combos possible. I really wanted to keep the deck as consistent as possible without kind of giving too many combo lines that don't make sense. You really want to focus on your best combo lines in this deck. But back to the side deck here. Again, this is a skeleton for you guys to use. Switch it up based off of your locals and what you guys see very often. 3 Lancia. I think Lancia is insane. It's great into the Malice matchup, which is meta, but it's great into Orcus as well, which is really good. So 3 Lancia, 3 Fua, and 2 Perilia. I understand these cards are a little bit more pricey, so if you guys don't have these, it's fine. You guys can play other cards in the side deck, more board breakers, because you guys are going to see I'm playing the Harpies. I'm also playing 2 Thrust and a Talent. Now, going second, I just like these cards because they're like turn enders. But again, if you don't have the Charmies, you guys can just play more breakers. Like you guys can play Lightning Storm here. You guys can play Raigeki, anything like that. Because I think breakers are really important going second in this deck. The Jurrac cards are so good going first, but going second in this deck actually struggles a little bit because they're not actually that good going second. So when I side out a lot, I actually cut down the Jurrac package a little bit just so I can side breakers and then play more of a Dino beatdown OTK strategy, right? So this is kind of like why I like to play these. And then lastly, I am playing the 3D barrier. D barrier in today's format is just insane with Lunalight coming out. You have so many decks that, like, if you play Blue Eyes, the Synchro is really good. Rise you call Ixies or you call Ritual. There's so many different things that D barrier is just so good into. So I still like playing the D barrier. But again, just take this with a grain of salt. You guys can build it based off of your own locals. I just think this side deck right here has a purpose into every single matchup you guys are going to see. So I actually want to show you guys the 1-card combo now, just utilizing Jurrac Stego, which is crazy because assuming everything goes through, you're ending on a crazy board. First thing you're going to do is just normal summon your Jurrac Stego, activate its effect. You're going to destroy itself and you're going to want to send a level 4 Dino. The level 4 Dino you're going to be sending is Miscellaneousaurus here because it's going to set you up. And then because you sent the level 4 Dino monster, you can summon 4 monsters from your deck whose total level equals 4. So you're going to be summoning 4 level 1s, 2 Megalo, and 2 Aeolo, okay? Because this is going to be able to set up all of your synchro climbing here, which is really good. So let's set this up. Keep in mind, by the way, you still have 4 cards in your hand. So I'm just going to do like this. Like imagine this is your hand. That, first of all, that'd be insane if this was your hand. But let's just say everything goes through. You have 4 cards in your hand still. You have these, okay? You're going to activate Aeolo the first time to summon your Stego. Now with Stego and Megalo, you're going to make these into a level 5. So the level 5 you're going to make is Velfido. That's really important because you need the level 5 so you can make your level 10. You're going to make the second Aeolo over here, or you use its effect actually, so you can summon back the Stego. The really cool thing about old cards is they don't have once per turn on them. A 4, a 5, and a 1 equals a level 10. So here what you're going to do is you're going to use these and synchro summon into your first Astero. Now I want to show you guys 2 options that you can do here. So for the first one, Astero's effect is going to be able to set a card. You could just set Jurrac Impact and pass here, right? Like this is not the greatest end board, but what this end board does for you is it gives you a board clear. It gives you still a Solemn Warning, which is really nice, and you have Misk for the follow-up. However, I actually like to take this a little bit further. What I like to do here is I'm going to actually just activate or set and activate the Volcano, because Volcano is just absolutely insane to set things up. Then what you're going to do is in your graveyard you have Misk. So you're going to use the Misk effect to banish 2 cards. Typically I'm just going to banish this because it's not as important, but you're going to banish 2 so you can summon a baby Dino from your deck. Specifically in this combo, I actually like to summon Petite. You can summon Baby, but I actually like to summon Petite here because I'll explain why, but you get the Pankratops essentially. But you are able to summon the Petite Pteranodon. Then you can use Jurrac Volcano to destroy the Petite Pteranodon, and then you're going to be able to summon a Jurrac monster from your deck. So the Jurrac monster you're going to summon is the last Megalo. So Megalo is really important to play 3. Now I will say this card only summons from deck, so if you open a Jurrac Megalo in your opening hand with your Stego effect, you're going to want to summon the one in hand, okay? Because you always need one in deck for this combo. So if you have one in hand, summon the one from your hand, okay? Leave the one in deck for later on. So you're going to summon this, but because Petite Pteranodon was destroyed, you're going to activate its effect, and it's going to be able to summon a level 4 or higher dino. So we're going to be able to special summon our Oviraptor over here, and then Oviraptor, of course, is going to trigger to search a card. Now there are 2 more ways you can go about this, and that's really cool because imagine this as like a combo tree. Now you could just search this and have follow-up. I want to go a little bit further, and I'll show you guys going a little bit further and why that works, but you guys can just make it as easy as searching Conductor Tyranno and then kind of like just having that, or you can search your Xenometeorus. So now if you already have Xenometeorus and you can just search Conductor Tyranno here, that's the beauty of this combo, is there's so many different ways you can go about it. But then you're going to use your Oviraptor effect to destroy your Megalo, so you can summon back your Petite Pteranodon. Megalo has a destruction effect where when it's destroyed, you can send a Jurrac monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard. So we are going to send an Astero. Now because a card was destroyed with Oviraptor, Xenometeorus effect triggers to summon itself. Now using a level 6 tuner and a level 4, we're going to synchro summon these into your second Jurrac Astero, or technically your third one, because your second one is here in the graveyard. So this is kind of what your end board is going to be, but because you summon this, it's not a once per turn. Best part, set your Jurrac impact. So you're going to be able to have, look at this, just look how crazy what you're going to be able to have. Solemn Warning. You have dinos stacked up in your graveyard, so you have a bunch of Solemn Warnings. Jurrac impact to destroy all cards on field, but before you even use this, you can use the Astero in the graveyard, banish itself, and any Jurrac card. Let's say we get rid of one of the Megalos, okay? You kind of want to keep Stego in the graveyard because this is going to be a card that you summon back later, but you're going to banish 2, let's say, to summon your Meteor, right? So Meteor is going to clear everything on the board, boom, 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 everything gets destroyed, ha, ha, ha. Nice, okay? Let's just say you've used all your effects, right? So everything gets destroyed here. Jurrac Meteor has an effect. Once everything is destroyed, you can summon a tuner from your graveyard, right? And again, because you have Asteros now in your graveyard, you can use this multiple times, so you can summon Jurrac Meteor 3 times in one turn, which is crazy. But let's just say you only use it once here. I don't want to do it 3 times for the combo. What you're going to actually be able to activate is your Meteor to summon something back, but your Petite Pteranodon as well. So your Meteor here is going to summon back your Aeolo, so you want to keep Aeolo in your graveyard because this is important. And then your Petite Pteranodon, let's just say on your opponent's turn, you can summon this, right? But let's say you don't need it, right? Let's just say you have full setup anyways, your opponent's going to pass. Petite Pteranodon can summon Oviraptor. Now Oviraptor is going to be able to trigger, so this is going to let you search for another dino monster. So here you could search for Baby if you want to extend further. You can just straight up search for this. The really cool thing about this combo is now when your opponent passes back to you, you draw a card, you can use Aeolo effect again to summon your Stego, okay? So now you have this. And before you even do anything, you can make like a Dugaris, you can make a Dolka, you can make something like this with your rank 4, then you can special summon your Conductor Tyranno, and you can kind of push for game in that sense. So you're kind of setting up full follow-up with this combo, as well as kind of getting your big monsters, your multiple board wipes here. Like, it's absolutely insane what you can set up with this deck. And that's why I think the Jurrac cards make it insane, because you have a 1-card combo that's going to be able to board wipe 3 times if you really wanted it to, which is absolutely insane.
So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy. That is my take on Jurrac Dino for the July 2025 format. This deck is so good right now. Like, it's the best Dino has been in so long, just because of the Jurrac cards being able to set up some crazy boards going first. Now, I know I showed you guys a 1-card combo, but there's a ton more combos that this deck can do, and you guys can find a lot of the information on my Metafy. I know I plugged it earlier, but I do want to say it does support the channel, and you get a lot more in-depth explanation on the Metafy, so you guys can check that out. But regardless, if you guys did enjoy today's video, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos just like this one. I have a brand new schedule every single Saturday. You guys are going to see a Road to Rank 1 episode, and then one day during the middle of the week, probably on Wednesdays, is when you guys are going to see a deck profile, whether it's Dino like today or all the other decks I have cooking. I have so many decks cooking for you guys right now, so you guys are going to see that soon. I appreciate every single one of you guys though. Thank you guys all for watching, and with that, Spanko.
Get up, we want you to get on your